I received a question on my service desk. Yes, I do have a service desk where you can reach out to me in case you need my help. So basically, the question was all about REST API, but REST API that will help you in fetching the information related to boards or sprints or anything to do with the Jira software based projects. Now, I was thinking about this and I thought I'll probably create few videos on this because I'm always looking for ideas, and I think this is a really good idea to create a video on, because people use Jira. I mean, a lot of people use Jira for software development, and they may want to do it or work on their boards and perform some activities with sprints, for example, using REST API. So let us start doing it today, and I will probably show you first my Jira instance, and as always, we'll not really rush into everything in just one video. I will do a very simple thing in this video, and then in the next in the next few videos, I will talk about various other aspects of what all you can do with the Jira REST API for agile boards. Now, in this video, let us just fetch the list of boards that you have access to, of course, in your Jira instance using the user that that will, of course, when you're doing something with REST API, use a user which you think has the most access. In case you want to do something, I believe creating a robot user with Jira admin rights, Jira system admin rights makes a lot of sense. And also make sure the user is added to the right projects in the permission scheme in case you want to do those things like access, for example. So if I click on boards, I should be able to take a look at all the boards that I have in my Jira instance. And these boards, as you can see, they are of type Scrum and Kanban. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to just get the list of these boards, of course, using REST API. And in case you want to learn REST API, everything is there on the Atlassian website. For REST API, for Jira Software REST API, there is a page which you can look at. So starting with, of course, backlog and board, but we'll do something with the board today. Now, if you expand this board here, you can see things that you can do with a board, like create a board, or maybe you want to get a board. So today in this video, let us just start by getting the board, and then we'll proceed further. Then we'll probably focus on all the sprints of a specific board. So if you want to programmatically access all the boards, you can use one endpoint called REST Agile 1.0 board, and then you can optionally pass the board ID. But if you don't pass this parameter, let us see what happens. So if you're trying to play with the REST API, I recommend you using a tool like Talent API Tester, which I use, which I quite like, and it is simple. It is not complicated. It will let you do things very easily. Now, if you look at the method, so the method is get. If you go back to the documentation, you can see that the method that we are using is get, and you need to use the right endpoint, REST Agile 1.0 and board. Now you need to pass in the board ID, but if I just run this, like if I try to perform this, if I basically make this call, it will actually return all the boards for me that I have access to for this user. So you can see here that you have all the boards. If you expand, you can see the details of each and every board. Of course, you can do a bit more. Like we can now go further for these boards. We can go further inside these boards, like fetch the sprints, for example, which we'll do maybe in another video. But let us take a look at some of these boards. For example, if you look at the type, if you are using Kanban, then it will say Kanban. If you're using, let us say, Scrum, it will say Scrum. But for next gen projects, it will basically show you simple. So this is something that is always good to know. And these are of course all the boards. Like right now I have 17 boards. If I want to access maybe just one, for example, if I use 19, 15 or 20, let us see. I can, okay, let us first start with 19. Let us see what we get. If I type in here 19, hopefully it will just give me one board, and this works fine. You can see here that it is of type Kanban. And let me just try something else. 19, let us try 15. I think 15 is the Scrum one, I guess. No, not really. Or maybe I can just check here. So AN board is 21. I can see the ID, the rapid view ID, which is 21. So let me try 21. And if I run this, it will of course show me Scrum and the board, like location, like project ID. Usually the boards are there within a specific project, their location where they sit. And we can also take a look at maybe one more board, which is of type next gen, and the ID is 23 or 25. Let us try 25 very quickly. Let us see. So that is always good to know that we can fetch the boards, or rather I should say it can fetch the board of our next gen project as well. So you can see everything here, like the location as well. And what you can do is you can just leave it blank or don't pass any board ID. And if you run this, it will still give you the same information which we were looking for, but for everything. So there are a lot of other things that we can do, and what I'll do, I'll probably create few more videos just to help you in getting started with the Jira Software REST API, and especially focusing on things related to the backlog, boards, sprints, so you can make your life easier. That is what we do here on this channel. I want to make your life easy, and you can do a lot of these things programmatically. Maybe you want to build an automation, or maybe you're doing some integration, or maybe you want to talk to Jira. So you can do that with the help of REST API. And REST API is now more than important, because things are now moving towards cloud. I mean, it has already moved to cloud, but majority of people will now be using Jira or Atlassian tools on cloud. And you have REST API there for you to use and build your automation. So that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.